For more than half of this election year, President Biden's rhetorical performance was a topic of intense analysis. Could he land his points clearly and directly? Did he have a firm grasp of the facts? Could he make a well-reasoned argument? But not nearly as much attention was paid to the skills of the other guy. Between January and June of this year, Media Matters found nearly 10 times as many articles focused on just Biden's age or mental acuity as focused on just Trump's. President Biden is, of course, now out of the presidential race. And in the weeks since that happened, you should know that Donald Trump has not been landing his points or making a well-reasoned argument or displaying a firm grasp of facts or history or reality. This was Trump about a week ago trying to make a point about electric cars, I think.
They want to put, and like immediately, all electric cars, but we don't have enough electricity to supply ourselves right now. You go out to California, which was destroyed by Kamala, destroyed. She destroyed the city of San Francisco. And I own a big building there. I shouldn't talk about this, but that's okay. I don't give a damn because this is what I'm doing. I should say it's the finest city in the world. Sell and get the hell out of there, right? But I can't do that. I don't care, you know. I lost billions of dollars. You know, somebody said, what do you think he lost? I said, probably $2-3 billion. That's okay. I don't care. They said, do you think you'd do it again? And that's the least of it. Nobody. They always say that, I don't know if you know, Lincoln was horribly treated. Jefferson was pretty horribly. Andrew Jackson, they say, was the worst of all, that he was treated worse than any other president. And I said, do that study again, because I think there's nobody close to Trump.
It takes some amount of rhetorical skill to connect electric cars to Lincoln's assassination. But does it also require mental decline? This is Trump today, revealing just how much he misses running against President Biden or something.
But just out of curiosity, who likes Crooked Joe? Who likes Sleepy Joe? Who likes Crooked Joe? Who likes Sleepy Joe? Yeah, a lot of people do. Well, now he's got plenty of time to sleep. You ever see a guy, somebody told him he looks great in a bathing suit on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday during the week, and he goes to the beach with a thing that's built, it's built for children to lift up. It's aluminum, and he can't lift it. He can't lift his feet out of the sand. And then he's dead, cold, knocked out, sleeping.
What? I mean, even when Trump is in his comfort zone talking about crime in urban areas these days, he still manages to sound off.
To me, the number one thing that I get spoken to by the people, and I meet so many people, is crime. I mean, they can't believe it. They can't walk out of their apartments and buy a loaf of bread without getting mugged or wrapped or shot. You look at Chicago, it's not even believable.
Getting wrapped when you buy a loaf of bread I don't know, is that a problem? Is the bread wrapped or are you wrapped? Also, for the record, FBI statistics show historic declines in violent crime. Now, Trump has never had a particularly solid grasp of the facts, but wow, has his dissociation from reality gotten extreme.
You take a look at bacon and some of these products, and some people don't eat bacon anymore. And we are going to get the energy prices down. When we get energy down, this was caused by their horrible energy, wind.
So wind is ruining bacon, but energy is the future.
What you're going to need, electricity is desperately needed for AI. AI, controversial, but we got to be the top of it.
This is the Republican nominee for president, who may or may not believe he is still running against Joe Biden, a man whose feet are buried in the sand at the beach somewhere, and who has also destroyed breakfast foods because of his wind turbines. And that's why Lincoln's assassination was nothing next to how they are treating Donald Trump. Where is the avalanche of analysis questioning that guy's mental dexterity? Where?